Do you have friends? No? Well, I'll wait here, you go make some friends, and then come back for a stacked list of games you can play with them. How's it going, guys? I'm Liam, this is Instant Gaming, and today we're looking at 16 of the best co-op games. So it wouldn't be a list of best co-op games without mentioning Split Fiction. From the developers that brought you It Takes Two, you and a friend will jump into the shoes of Mio and Zoe, two writers with very different ideas of what makes a good story. The writers are testing a device from Raider Publishing, a company that claims it can bring stories to life. However, they soon discover the CEO, JD Raider, intends to steal their ideas. A panicked Mio accidentally falls into Zoe's simulation bubble, causing a glitch that forces them to rely on each other to survive. Meaning, you'll be put through stressful puzzles and tricky games whilst jumping between fantasy and sci-fi worlds. And if you played It Takes Two, you know very well that you won't be able to coast along on your friends' achievements here. You'll need to put in just as much work if you don't want to be outed as terrible at games. The best thing about Split Fiction has to be the friend pass, which lets both friends play the game together with only one person needing to own the game. Split Fiction dropped March 6th, and you can play it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Coming in at number 15, we have Little Nightmares 3. It's an upcoming atmospheric puzzle platformer featuring a brand new story with two new protagonists, Lo and Alone, as they try to escape from a nightmarish land called the Nowhere. Both characters have a tool you can use to progress the story. Lo wields a bow and arrow for hitting distant targets and cutting ropes, whilst Alone carries a wrench for smashing barriers and interacting with machinery. The good news here is you can play with friends if you want, but if you're friend deficient, you can play solo and a friendly AI will take the reins for your second character. So get ready for a creepy world filled with creepier monsters that can only be conquered by the power of friendship or teaming up with an AI. And you'll be able to get started when the game drops 10th of October on PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. The only thing more fun than taking on Skynet is taking it on with friends. And soon you'll be able to with Entry 14, Terminator Survivors. It's an original story that takes place 4 years after Judgment Day in 2009. The new timeline explores the period between the destruction of Cyberdyne in Terminator 2 Judgment Day and the rise of John Connor's resistance. You can play alone or team up with up to 3 other players to survive in this post-apocalyptic world, then begin to establish and expand a home base for your group of survivors. You can do this by using materials and resources scavenged from the open world. But it's not all sunshine and roses though. You'll be pursued by Skynet's machines, including a singular indestructible T-800, which is quite literally unstoppable, similar to the alien in Alien Isolation. So the game will feature iconic characters from the film as well as original ones, and will explore events in the timeline that haven't yet been detailed. It's all looking pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that T-800 and seeing if I can lure it into killing my friends. Terminator Survivors drops at some point in 2025 on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. At number 13, we have Double Dragon Revive, the return of the classic side-scroller beat-em-up, but with a fresh coat of 3D paint. Not only is this a great-looking game with brutal takedowns, weapons, powers, and environmental kills, but there's so much more going for Double Dragon Revive. You'll have over 50 different mission types to take on with Extra Mode. You can aim for perfect scores and unlock character backstories during the main missions. And you have 4 different characters to master, so no run will ever feel the same. There is single player and multiplayer modes, including 2-player local co-op, and there's a pre-order bonus called Double Dragon Dodgeball that supports up to 4 players. I will easily be spending a lot of time on this, and you can too when it drops October 23rd on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Imagine Hotline Miami and GTA had a baby and it was adopted by Stardew Valley. That is exactly what you get with Streets of Rogue 2. It's a top-down, open-world, immersive RPG sandbox, and you will need to build, destroy, farm, fight, steal, stealth, or talk your way into becoming the new ruler, whilst attempting to topple the current corrupt president. You can go it alone or with friends as you make your way up to the top, although I'm not sure if your friendship will last once you realize only one of you can rule. But there's nothing that a drive-by on the back of a bear can't fix. Streets of Rogue 2 is looking crazy. It's dropping on PC, but unfortunately we don't have a confirmed release date other than 2025. Although there is a demo you can jump on right now. Coming in at 11, we have Tears of Metal. a game that looks as badass as it sounds. There's blood, there's gore, and there's a lot of Scottish people. In this medieval hack and slash roguelike, you'll lead a formidable Scottish battalion to shred through hordes of enemies. The hack and slash aspect looks like a lot of fun, but I'm more excited for the roguelike side of things. There's persistent character upgrades to create different combat builds so you can get stronger with each run. There's permadeath for soldiers. There's also a settlement to upgrade and shops to unlock. There is a lot to do in the world of Tears of Metal, and you won't have to wait too long to play it because it drops on PC in 2025. At number 10, we have a game I am very excited for, Gears of War E-Day. It's a prequel to the original Gears of War game set 14 years earlier. You'll see a young Marcus and Dom taking on the very early stages of the Locust invasion. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see the story unfold and show us how Marcus became such a no-nonsense badass. Because going from the trailer, he's definitely giving rookie vibes. And obviously, we're all very excited to have a chainsaw attached to our assault rifles again, but unfortunately, we don't have a proper release date, although there's a lot of talk about it being early 2026. And whilst it will be coming to PC and Xbox, there's no confirmation that it will also drop on PlayStation. Coming in at number 9, we have Stage Fright, an upcoming 2-player co-op adventure game from the developers of Overcooked, so you know it's going to test your friendship. Combining chaotic co-op, escape room puzzles, and a light spooky setting, basically Luigi's Mansion meets Overcooked, and it's online co-op as well as couch co-op. I do like the art style for this one, the characters seem funny, and it looks like we're going to be dealing with aliens, so what's not to love? Stage Fright is dropping on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, but sadly, the release date is still yet to be confirmed. Coming in at number 8, we have Ratatan. If you or your friend lack rhythm, you might want to stay away from this one. You'll be playing as the Ratatan, commanding an army of Koban, inspiring them to fight in rhythm with upbeat music to take down huge bosses, armies, and monsters. You can power up with cards that you unlock or buy to make your attacks even crazier or boost your army's defense. You'll also be able to find materials and use them to craft new weapons. Ratatan also features a popular roguelike system where each adventure offers a fresh experience. Ratatan and their allies receive randomly generated power-ups and rewards in every battle, ensuring no 2 runs are the same. Brutal Cube is an upcoming co-op multiplayer action game where you and your friends will explore a mysterious atmospheric world filled with dangerous regions, hostile creatures, and environmental hazards. Inside the cube, the people are brutal. Outside of the cube, the environment is worse. Rule 1 in this game is literally you have to kill. And if you think that's a savage rule, rule 2 is that rule 1 can't be changed. Probably didn't need a second rule there actually, but who am I to judge? You'll need to put a lot of trust in other players to survive, or you can do what I'm planning to do and spend hours gaining trust, and in the last few minutes, screw everyone over and take everything. Brutal Cube looks interesting, and I'll definitely be jumping on when it releases on PC. Unfortunately, we don't have a release date just yet. Set 50 years after the first game, Outward 2 focuses on a whole new protagonist with no prior legendary status, so just a normal guy. There will be a huge character skill tree, which is exactly what you want from an ARPG. There is immersive survival elements, and there's some great looking combat. The combat actually reminds me a bit of Skyrim, where you aren't really locked into any style. You can swing your axe around, swap to some magic, and then take them down with a well-placed arrow. For those of you who haven't played the first game, one of the greatest features in Outward is the defeat system, where you'll have to live with an injury debuff after being defeated in battle. This will have huge consequences when trying to survive in the brutal world. Another interesting feature is the environmental changes with different weather. Like during winter, you'll be able to traverse frozen lakes. This is going to be a great one for couch co-op, but you will also be able to run it solo. I'm looking forward to Outward 2, and it drops on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation in 2026. What do you get when you cross Half-Life, the Forest, and the questionable decision-making of government-funded scientists? You get Abiotic Factor, a chaotic co-op survival game where science has officially gone off the rails. Developed by Deepfield Games, Abiotic Factor throws you into the lab coat of a government researcher working at GATE, a top-secret facility full of mysterious technology, overly confident scientists, and unstable dimensional rifts. You and up to 5 other players are supposed to be conducting world-changing research, but instead you're dodging teleporting monsters, scavenging break rooms for snacks, and crafting makeshift weapons out of mop handles and broken lab equipment. If you love survival games with crafting, teamwork, and a generous dose of dark humor, Abiotic Factor is a no-brainer. It's still in early access, so expect some bugs, but the potential here is massive. So grab some friends, grab a lab coat, and prepare to science your way out of a cosmic mess. It dropped the 2nd of May on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. If you've ever wanted to fight off demonic entities with your best friends, a holy sword, and absolutely zero modern technology, Begone Beast might be your next obsession. Set in a world crawling with unholy horrors, Begone Beast is a top-down co-op action game where you and up to 3 other Exorcist knights cleanse cursed lands of monstrous beasts. It's like Dark Souls met Gauntlet at a haunted Renaissance fair, and things got weird. You'll explore eerie villages, corrupt crypts, and spooky forests, working together to cast out evil and survive increasingly intense battles. Each Exorcist has a unique role: melee, ranged, support, or magic. And of course, cooperation is key. If you want to solo it, good luck. It dropped in February for PCs, so you can get stuck in right now. Coming in at number 3, we have Commandos Origins, bringing the legendary stealth tactics series back in an explosive style. Set during World War II, this prequel drops you into the early days of the elite commando unit, letting you control fan-favorite characters like the Green Beret, Sniper, and Sapper before they became legends. Expect classic real-time tactics gameplay with modern polish, some sneaky infiltrations, synchronized takedowns, and clever sabotage across beautifully crafted missions. Whether you're silently taking out guards or planting explosives behind enemy lines, Origins is a love letter to the series, and a fresh entry point for newcomers. It dropped the 9th of April, and you can play it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Coming in at number 2, we have 33 Immortals. This action-packed co-op roguelite throws 33 players into fast-paced, side-scrolling battles against massive bosses, relentless enemies, and divine punishment. You are a damned soul rebelling against God's final judgment. So, no pressure. Each run is a frantic mashup of slashing, dodging, reviving enemies, and praying someone bought healing powers. With roguelike elements, character progression, and loot to chase, every run feels like a holy mess in the best way. Despite the chaos, teamwork is key. Whether you're saving strangers or screaming with friends, 33 Immortals thrives on glorious, messy cooperation. It's like a raid, a mosh pit, and a divine rebellion had a baby, and it is badass. So sharpen your weapons and defy the heavens in 33 Immortals, because it's all or nothing times 33. And finally, at number 1, we have Peak, the mountain climbing game for people who love chaos, physics falls, and shouting, "I got this," right before falling off a cliff. It's a co-op vertical adventure where you and your friends attempt to scale a deadly mountain using only your wits, teamwork, and some very questionable rope physics. Each climber is hilariously clumsy with flailing limbs and limited grip, turning every ascent into a slapstick survival story. Whether you're dangling from a ledge, launching off a jump, or accidentally flinging your buddy into the abyss, Peak is pure co-op comedy gold. It's not just about getting to the top, it's about how you get there, which is usually screaming. Perfect for fans of getting over it, human fall flat, or friendship testing games in general. Peak proves that the journey is more fun when everything goes wrong. So bring your crew, pack some rope, and prepare for laughs and falls. And that is 16 of the best co-op games. What games are you most excited for from the list? Or is there one you're looking forward to that I missed? Let me know down in the comments. Now, for all things gaming, don't forget to subscribe to Instant Gaming. You can check out our website for great deals on new releases at instant-gaming.com. And as always, thanks for watching.